Decisions about which shot size we would use and what they would connote. So, for example, a close-up would signify the expression and tension on someone's face. We also needed to decide the conventions of the opening sequence. For example, introduction of main characters and establishing the location, etc. And for creativity, thinking and creating a plot, and to back this up we use a storyboard. For technical, we learned how to use the camera and we learned how to manipulate all of its features. For example, zooming in, panning, tilting and all the different shot sizes. Framing, we needed to frame and make appropriate use of shot sizes. For example, a close-up, long shots to establish the location and stuff. And we also learned how to use Blogger for organising our work and the internet.
For digital technology interpersonal, we made decisions about who would shoot what and who would edit which bit. So basically we took turns in order to film and create different shots and manipulate the camera work. For research and planning, we learnt and taught ourselves through research what the conventions of an open sequence were. So basically we learnt which restrictions our creativity had. We also learnt what the different conventions of our genre were. So we learnt which genre we needed to connote through which representations. Looking at the internet, we selected appropriate information for our research of genre, etc. Through technical, we used the location recce, risk assessment, shot size, etc. And we learnt the creative process of teaching ourselves which elements to pick and place into these specific tasks. For interpersonal, we came up with ideas and processes, discussing them with our partners and with our group, and came up with the appropriate thought. We had many group discussions about location, for example, and we chose the appropriate location to place on the location recce.
For post-production, we realised what we could do to improve our production. We improved our skills so that we could use them in A2. For technical, we learnt skills for editing. For example, altering sound to quieten the background noise if there's like any noise in the background that we needed to edit out. For interpersonal, we discussed to do what we would do when editing our production together, and talking about what we thought was good and what we needed to improve.
For the conventions of real media text, cognitive, we learnt the restriction of our creative thought and which appropriate things we needed to apply to our creative thought. So, for example, we learnt the codes of conventions of an opening sequence, and we learnt that certain things couldn't be portrayed or couldn't be shown in specific genre because it didn't meet the conventions of that specific genre.